Okay, you guys ever just have one of those days when it feels like everything is just kind of crashing in around you? It's so funny today. That's what happened with the 2B Mindset training today. I really apologize for the delay in getting on there and all the switching around that needed to happen. And so I wanted to get on here real quick and just do a quick recap of what happened, or I mean, what we talked about in the training itself, just to make sure that you're ready. I will encourage you to go over to the 411 page and watch the video there, if you will, and I'm going to get a downloaded version of that, and I'll put it in the comments of this section right here. But honestly, it was so crazy with all the connections, and Zoom wouldn't connect to the champions page like it did yesterday when I tested it, but it did to the other page and all that kind of stuff. It was a little bit nutty today, and then I couldn't get the browser to open. Coach Office wouldn't open for some reason. I mean, I don't know. It's, you know what I think it is, honestly? If you look outside behind me, it's like 82 degrees here in Utah. It's the nicest day of the year, and I think that's my computer's way of telling me that I need to be outside right now and not be inside. That's what it's telling me to do. But I'm here, so let's talk about the training real quick, okay? Let me give you a quick overview of the key things that I want to make sure that you heard today. The first thing was hearing Alana Mulstein talk about the difference between the success groups and the challenge groups. All right, so you'll hear us use that terminology. It is, so the success groups really are challenge groups, but for 2B Mindset. And the reason why we're drawing the distinction, okay, is because challenge groups have kind of a definitive time attached to them, right? We're going to challenge ourselves to get through a 30-day program, a 60-day program, whatever it ends up being. Whereas 2B Mindset's not that way. There's no like end date to that. There's no, stopping point. It's really a mindset. It's a lifestyle change. And so it's a success group in that we're trying to help people learn and incorporate these principles into their minds, into their lives, all right? And so we are going to be calling them success groups, all right, and not challenge groups. So when you hear the word success group, know that applies to 2B Mindset. So that's the first thing that I wanted to make sure that you heard her say. She also gave some great tips on running these groups. She talked about really setting expectations early, that the weight loss might not happen right away, all right? And the reason is because initially you're learning how to think differently, you're learning how to approach things differently, all right? And so it's not like some fad diet or pills or something else like that they may have been used to, where I do this and then the weight starts kind of falling off. I view it more of like at a foundational level, like I'm changing some of my base programming code, if you will, for the nerds out there like me, but my base foundational understanding of my approach to eating and feeding my body. And sometimes that programming, it takes time to kind of deprogram myself or to learn some of those pieces. And so set the expectations. I think that's where the word success groups actually really works well for this. But so set the expectations right away that that's what's going to be happening with that, okay? So I thought she did a great job pointing that out. And I want to make sure that you heard that as well. And then we talked about the success group guide. Now, the success group guide is in the coach office right now. I went there, as you saw in the training video. Eventually, it finally opened up for me. But if you go to, again, Grow My Business, go to the product kits, and then just find the 2B Mindset tab down there. If you click on the education tools, click on View More. That's on the right. I keep doing this off camera, but I'm moving my hand like this. The View More on the camera on the right. Then that will open up all the coach education tools, and you'll see the product training guide. Again, we've talked about that. That's the key nuts and bolts about it, about the program. And then you'll also find the two pieces I went over today. You'll find the success group guide, and you're going to find a quick overview of how to use the My Challenge Tracker app as the accountability portion and to support your 2B Challenge success groups as well. And so that's where that's at. That's what you're going to do. So as you go look at that guide, here's a couple things that I want to make sure that you notice, that you heard Lara say when we talked about the guide itself, okay? First of all, the guide itself, it takes a little bit of a different approach, right? Because again, this isn't like the challenge groups where we have day 1, I did this workout program, day 2, I did this workout program, day 3, I did this one, right? It's a little bit different approach. And so you're going to want to take time to kind of read through that, all right? You can with 2B, you can just watch all the videos at once if you want. In fact, some people, Alana said this, she goes, watching the videos faster won't make you lose the weight faster. The reason is because there's the tendency to just kind of go through and kind of think you understand the principles without really understanding them. And remember, you guys, 2B mindset, it's about mindset. It's about changing how people think. And that doesn't happen just watching a video one time. That doesn't happen that way. And so what the Success Group Guide is designed to do is to help you pace that out, to help you be able to look at your customers, look at people in your group and say, what do they need right now? What are we getting? Because again, my group might last 30 days, it might last 60 days, it might last 90 days, it might be an ongoing group that as people get it, I put them in there and we just keep supporting each other and going through it. It might, but the goal is to change people's mindset in this. Now, you'll see in the Success Group Guide that for the first 14 posts, the core ones, we've identified those as being days, okay, like a traditional challenge group guide does. And we're doing that to try to force that concept of kind of slowing down and not just trying to watch all the, it's not a Netflix show, right? We're not binge watching 2B Mindset over the weekend with a bucket of popcorn in our hands, okay? We're going to go through day by day and really talk about that and try to give that time to be understood, to be discussed, to be talked about. And you might go through that, 14 days, you might take 21 days on it, you might take 7 days on it. It depends on whatever the needs of the group are, right? After that 14 days, though, those core posts, now there are some additional bank of posts, okay? They call them the bank posts, okay, what it was. But they're other topics that are in the Success Group Guide that you can use depending upon the needs of the group, the interest level that are going to be happening right there. And I can say, look, I'm going to talk about emotional eating. I'm going to talk about eating when I'm traveling. All those other videos that Alana has in the 2B Mindset, it has these other posts that are associated with it. So you have that core 14 and then the bank of other posts below it. So you'll see that in the Success Group Guide. And so make sure you kind of understand what that is. So with all of that, what do you do with that right now? What is that? What do I do with all this information? Well, let's take a step back, you guys. We've got the beach bars that just launched. We're coming out of a really successful 8-day obsession launch. A lot of people had great transformations, great things are happening, a lot of engagements taking place. A lot of people are engaged in new groups with that, everything. Beach bars just launched this month. Incredibly successful launch, lots of demand, lots of interest for that. And now we've got this launch. You remember a few weeks ago, we started talking about preparing for the launch that's taking place next week. It doesn't mean we're not talking about 8-day obsession, we're not talking about bars, but what it meant is we were starting to talk about 2B Mindset and starting to look at the people who we thought would really, really do well with the program. And that's why we gave you that pre-launch commitment tracker where you could really get the commitment from those coaches and customers to get on and to use 2B Mindset, right? And to buy 2B Mindset from you. So between now and the launch on the 2nd, next week, what are we doing? Well, we're continuing to go through and to complete that tracker app. I mean, that commitment tracker that we posted, right? To talk to people. We're putting those people, getting them ready. We're letting them know that we're going to have a group starting, maybe it's on the 14th, right? And that we're getting those commitments, but we want to go ahead and get them, get their pack ordered on the 2nd. So they're ready to go. They'll get the pack. They'll get all the pieces. Then there's a 7-day, there's a prep week that happens. You can be doing that the week after, okay, the week before the 14th, if you will, or maybe right after the week of the launch, however you want to do that, with those groups then happening, maybe starting around the 14th, giving you enough time as a coach to familiarize yourself with it, okay? So that's what's going on right now. That's what we should be doing so that on the 2nd, we can send out all of those share cards. Okay, we can send out all the share card information to our coaches and customers, with our customers, follow up with our coaches to make sure they got the program. The driving conversation with your coaches needs to be the importance of getting in Alana's test group. This is going to be a moderated test group. In other words, only Alana and her team can post, and then the engagement with the coaches will take place in the comment section. But the value of that group is going to be with this program, with this new kind of thing that that 2B Mindset represents, you're going to want to have access to Alana where you can actually go in and ask questions. You can ask questions about things that are going in your challenge group. What should I be doing? And you're going to hear from her giving you tips and ideas and ways to approach it because, guys, she's helped thousands of people with this same approach. coach. She can help you be better at helping your people. Just think about it alone. Over $2,500 in value. You get everything that she gives her clients for. Her clients pay thousands of dollars. You're getting, in your customers are getting for less than a couple $100. It's amazing, the deal. Then on top of that, the coaches get access to the registered dietitian, the creator of the program, to help them understand exactly how to best support their people. That's incredible, you guys. And so you've got to be leveraging that. Leverage that. Make sure, get those commitments, because the sooner you get in there, we're going to let people, as people continue from the 5th all the way, for the next several weeks, get people into Alana's group. But you guys, the sooner they can get in there, the sooner they have access to Alana, the sooner they have access to all that value. So don't wait. Don't let them hum and haw about it. Guys, to me, it's a non-negotiable. This is I believe will be such a foundational piece for coaching, you guys, that if you're really someone who's, I wouldn't say serious about coaching, but you just kind of, I'm coaching even as a little bit of a hobby coach, you've got to get into that 2B mindset group. You've got to get into that 2B mindset group with Alana. So drive that. Make sure that happens on the 2nd. All of that push, so that day gets really, really big. We'll get you in that group, you guys, and you have a phenomenal time. Look, I know that the training was a little bit insane today, but you've got that one over there, this one here. If you have questions, hit me in the comments, tag me, and we'll get those things answered. You guys, really, really appreciate your patience with all the technical craziness today on this. Hopefully this was a helpful recap. And for those of you that didn't get the message to go to the 411 page, at least there's something here for you as well. So hope you're doing well, you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye now.